She's going to step in both, and we're going to see what kind of impression is left behind.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right, do the wet. The wet sand is definitely cleaner than the dry sand.
Yeah, you've got some really good hard lines in the wet sand.
Yep, the moisture makes the difference. Without it, the imprint is indistinct and nothing like Buzz Aldrin's famous boot print.
Now all we need to do is go to the moon, try this for real. I'm just kidding, we don't have the budget.
To the moon, Tori! To the moon!
Later, Adam and Jamie line up a laser on the moon. But first,
Taking the photo.
there's more fake photo theories, and Cary Grant and Tori let loose at NASA.
Across the web, there's a host of hoax theories claiming NASA faked this footage.
Look at the size of that rock.
And a ton of TV covering the conspiracy claims. But no one has actually taken the time to test them. Until now.
The next task in our moon myth-busting is this photo here. What conspiracy theorists say is that he's too well lit. You can see him clearly, yet he's in this black shadow of the LEM. There's only one light source on the moon. That's the sun. Conspiracy theorists claim there must be a second one making him visible, and we're going to find out.
And to do just that, the guys are going to shine a substitute sun on the very model of a modern miniature landing module. Oh, and a surprisingly talkative toy astronaut.
This is my 1/6 scale model of Neil Armstrong. I can tell it's Neil because he's got the red commander of the mission stripes on his suit. What's that, Neil? We really went to the moon. I know. But the thing is that in order to prove that, we got to take some photographs, and to take some accurate photographs, I got to make a ship for you, a home for you. Okay. So these rolls of paper behind me are actually a lunar landing module in Potentia, which I'm about to slap together.
And courtesy of what's known in the editing biz as a few jump cuts, here it is.
Conspiracy theorists are saying that the shot had to have been faked using a fill light. Personally, I think it's because the moon's surface is reflective. And when you think about it, you look at the moon on a clear night, it's obviously reflecting light back at you. That's why you see it. The question here is it enough to create this shot?
To test Jamie's hypothesis that the mythical fill-in light is simply sunlight bouncing back off the moon's surface, the guys black out the set.
Behold our moon landing set. Because it's all about reflectivity, we put blacks all around the shop, covered the whole set to eliminate any spill, any reflective light that's not coming directly from our moon's surface.
That's the landing module, astronaut, lights, and camera sorted.
Dude, this looks so cool.
The only missing component is a moon dust analog that accurately reflects the reflective quality of the real stuff.
The dust that covers the moon is called regolith. When the sunlight shines upon the moon, regolith reflects a certain amount of sunlight back towards Earth. That reflective quality is called its albedo. Now, the albedo of moon dust is between 7 and 10%, according to our sources at NASA.
To make our version of regolith, we used Portland cement and charcoal powder. Now, to measure the albedo, or reflected light coming off of it, we used a light meter and our fake sun.
8%, dude, that is perfect. What we just showed with this test is that our sample regolith has a reflective index of about 8%, which makes it ideal for us to test with. This is the moment of truth. We've got an accurately shaped and textured moon lander, and we've concocted an accurate moon surface that has the same reflectivity index as the actual moon. If the myth is to be believed, our astronaut on the dark side in the shadow of the lander is going to just fade to total black when we try and take a picture of him. All right, you ready?
I'm set.
All right, here we go. Taking the photo. Let's see. There it is.
Oh, there you go. He's standing full on in the shadow, and you'd think you wouldn't be able to see him. He'd be dark, but he's not. He's in brightest day.
The myth here is that you would not be able to see this astronaut this clearly unless there was a secondary fill light illuminating him. Because he's in the shadow and there's only one light source on the moon, he would, by definition, be black. Our photo here proves just the opposite. That with a single light source, with the surface of the same reflectivity as the moon, our astronaut is clearly visible, busting that myth.
Cary, Grant, and Tori are taking on tales from Moon Hoax HQ. Conspiracy theorists believe the vacuum in space means these footprints are fake, and that flag shouldn't be flapping.
This whole idea that the conspiracy theorists have is based on the fact that there is no wind or atmosphere in a vacuum, nothing to blow the flag around. And they would be right about that fact. Ow. Sorry. The shaft is a little tight in the hole. My belief is that the astronauts moved the flag around as they were planting it in the surface of the moon, and that momentum is actually what they saw as a breeze. So to test this, I'll be building a replica of the lunar flag assembly, and then we'll put that in a vacuum, and I'll build a mechanism to rotate it the same way the astronauts did. Then we'll see if we get the same flapping motion.
And with both remote control devices ready to go, the team heads for the George Marshall Space Center in Alabama.
Oh my God. These are all vacuum chambers? How great is that? That NASA is opening their doors to let us come in and test this myth. That's how confident they are that this is a myth. All right, close the door. Let's see if we can pull our feelings out.
You know, I heard this was actually a fuel tank from a Saturn V rocket that they converted into a vacuum chamber.
They're just like us. They recycle their old stuff.
And to show us their recycled stuff is NASA vacuum technician Michael Terry.
So you know how to use this thing?
Oh, yeah.
And you're actually going to let us use it?
Yeah, I think I will. Let's just be careful.
He's obviously never seen the show before.
Look at it looked like they cut the arms off of a spacesuit.
Is that, and wait, does your head go here?
Yeah, that's where it goes.
That's awesome.
How much are these gloves worth?
Approximately, they're worth almost $500,000.
Michael really hasn't seen the show before.
Tap out. Tap out.
It's a portable hug.
So you're going to show us how to use these?
Sure, I'll try to do my best to get you guys to do your hand check. Fingernails need to be kind of shortened up and clipped.
The arms are everything I expected. They're all 1950s pop space movie looking kind of robot arms. The only downside is I gotta cut my fingernails.
All right, well, let's move on to our first moon test.
All right, got your boot?
Yeah, I got my boot.
All right.
Coming soon, Adam and Jamie take off for fake film.
That's 100% wacky right there.
But before that success, Adam's got to get dressed.
This is called the Snoopy cap.
And finally, Tori puts his foot in it.
You feel your toe there?
You know, one of the other ways that conspiracy theorists claim NASA botched up their faking of the moon landing is evident, they say, in the movie footage of the astronauts jumping around in the moon's gravitational force. They say it was all done with camera trickery.
Like messing around with the frame rates and stuff.
Yeah, which falls into the category of special effects, which should be a cinch for us to test.
I agree.
Let's do it.
The myth states that this famous footage was faked by slowing it down. The astronauts are simply skipping around on a film set in slow motion. So are these iconic images full-speed fact or slow-motion fake?
Specifically, what are the conspiracy guys saying?
Well, they're claiming that when you look at the footage of the astronauts hopping around slowly in the moon's gravitational field, which is 1/6 that of Earth, that movement was achieved not by going to the moon, but by using a special camera which filmed the astronauts at a higher speed than normal, so that when it was projected back at a normal frame rate, the astronauts' movements were slowed down, imitating the way it would look on the moon.
Well, we should do exactly that and see what it looks like.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Let's do it.